All right, I was supposed to have that up a little bit sooner, but just doing a mic check real quick, and then we'll get this thing started. I got Donnie in the background right now. We're going to do a little bit of an intro and get into the one-on-one show. Give me 1 second till this pulls up. All right, looks like we're good to go. All right, cool, awesome. Fridays, it's been a good Friday. I didn't feel like a Friday most of the day, but we made it. Just looking at the schedule here, see what else we got going on. But that's it for the rest of the day. We got UFC coming up. But let me get into the intro, get into this conversation. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the one-on-one shows presented by SMS Live. I'm SMS, your host, bringing you the latest in crypto and Web3. I break it down as far as crypto news, Web3 culture, mindset, and key updates going on in the space, mostly locked in on Solana and Bitcoin. We had the GM chat, we had the daily stream with Jules, and we made it to the one-on-one show. That's 3 streams in a day. I bounced around a couple spaces earlier today, so man, it's possible if you manage your time right. And I even went to the fucking gym, so you can do whatever the fuck you want to. Most people are just making excuses, but the name of the game is simple. Show up every single day, bring the vibes, bring the value along the way. No bullshit, keeping it real, straight up. But the quote of the day, if you guys saw the other shows, you know it. If not, this is the first time hearing it, and I hope this doesn't, get to you, but maybe it's not that hard. Maybe you're just a little sensitive. And when you let that sink in, you think to yourself, you know what? I could do that. I could go an extra, 20 minutes. I could go the extra mile. It's sometimes your emotions get in your way, and it's not the work. It's how we respond to it. So again, maybe it's not that hard. Maybe you're just being sensitive. So who am I? I'm SMS, like I said, Master Chef at Marinade Finance, content and marketing lead at DD Gamings, and we are looking for interns, content creators, streamers, anybody that's looking to make an impact in the Solana space. Definitely looking to talk with you. Hit me up if you have any interest at all, whether it's video, text, spaces related. Looking to work with some people and bring them into the space to teach them a little thing or two. That's why we call it intern, but there is an opportunity for a position that is paid. So keep your eyes and ears on DD Gaming. We're going through a rebranding as well, building everything out at the same time. I'm also a member of the Zeus working group. You guys might have caught the daily stream with Jules. We're going to be doing more streams working together as we iron out our official Solana Made Simple space powered by Zeus. Really excited for that one to come out. But we're dotting our I's and crossing our T's. I heard Trey earlier today. He said he was dotting his I's and he dotted his T's. Maybe that's why you got fucking rugged and got scammed, because you're dotting T's. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to cross them bitches out. I'm just joking. But no, it does suck when you see your friends go down. But he is rebuilding. So if you guys know Trey, his new name is the Stash Guy 69. He launched a coin. He's doing the creator economy something. We're going to be talking more about that today. That's why I'm kind of segueing with that. But if you guys aren't paying attention to the spaces, I do Sunday and Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on Tuesday or Thursdays, we're going to be doing Solana building with Solana Dean. He's the dev and the founder of DD Gaming, and Tack as well. He's the guy that kind of got me doing the Thursdays. He had some family stuff happen yesterday, so he'll be coming back around next Thursday. He had a great space today. That's the one I jumped into for the most part. Other than that, guys, I post daily on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. You guys can find all of my info in the link tree in the bio. It really means a lot for you guys to follow and subscribe to those ones as well to stay connected across everything. You never know which one's going to pop off, but let's talk about the man of the hour. Bring him on up here. What's going on, big dog? How you doing?
Hey, what's good? Honored to be here. I'm doing well. Yeah, bruv, I'll be honest, just from even listening to that, I was like, fuck, bruv. I made some excuse for not going to the gym today. Shit, it is what it is. I mean, I was just in damn, I made an excuse. But yeah, bruv, I'm doing well. How are you?
It's good, man. Well, the thing is, at least you made an excuse, and you know that the next time when that excuse comes up, you're like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah,
It's an hour out of your day. There's 24 or 23 other ones, unless you got a space machine where you're making time, but that's another story. Nah, don't let it beat you up. Just use that as fuel. One thing I do when I find me making excuses, I'll get a index card and I'll write that excuse down. Be like, I didn't go to the gym, and halfway through it, I feel like an idiot writing it, and I'm like, no, I gotta fix this. I gotta figure it out. But it's all mind games. Once you get there, you're like, that's not hard. The other day, I had a quote. It was like, the stuff that we put off typically takes more time to put off than it does to actually do them. So think about it like that. How long are you gonna put off going to the gym? And if you did that 1 hour, you'd be like, what? I can do whatever I want. I went to the gym
Yeah,
every
true.
day. So yeah, like the fact that you even think of that way and it hits you, it's definitely something to put into consideration. But like I said, I promise you, you and Pat, he will attest to it. I come up and I'll shout you. If it gets quiet, then I start making noise. I'm like, where the fuck you guys at? It's supposed to be at the gym.
Yeah, yeah, bro. And that's something else. Like, even if I don't want to go, when I go, like, I never regret going to the gym. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
100%. It's just getting there is the biggest battle of it.
Yeah,
Like,
that's the hardest part, man.
yeah,
Like fighting, people talk about, I think that it's like a macho bravado kind of thing and all of that. Like it's a huge part to be in shape and be physically fit and ready for that. But the hardest thing is getting to the gym. Like everybody says, a marathon starts with the first step. Everything, like the book starts with the first letter, the first sentence. Everything starts with building blocks. You see everybody doing their spaces brick by brick and all of that. That's like the really, plug worthy type thing. But they're right. It does take a brick at a time. Everything starts with the first brick, stick, twig, whatever it is. And you just have to put yourself in positions where your friends are going to check you and be like, yo bro, did you go to the gym? Like, what's up? Did I do something to you? Like, no, I'm just kidding. But real quick, let me get into the rest of this intro real quick here, and then we'll dive into some questions and keep the conversation. Don't have to stick to the script. I just have some ideas and some stuff that I took from your X account. I actually had Grok help me with this, so if any of this is a little outdated, you can thank Elon and X for that. So let's talk about the man of the hour. Degen Donnie 32, a sushi loving crypto enthusiast, old school RuneScape grinder, and the hype engine behind Solana's Donnie token. Donnie brings raw energy and real presence to the timeline. He's out here streaming his road to max journey with contagious vibes, championing pump.fun and bringing morning cheer to the squad with Veach 33 and Solana Biker. I don't like how they do their like handles. I don't know most people buy them. Like, what the fuck is this? The X community shows love too. With Quicks, the famous Fox Federation, praising his hosting of the Solana Moon or the Moon Show and the nonstop energy they bring to the Solana scene as well. Whether he's calling it how it is, hyping real builders, or keeping the vibe alive, Donnie's been putting it on consistently. So we're going to be diving in a little bit about your journey, what hits different as far as community and your 2 cents or however you want to phrase that. The culture you're kind of bringing to the table. I know that you did a little bit of like comedic stuff. I want to dive into that because I'm kind of curious, and I just want to hear where you're at with the Donnie token, if you're pushing with that, or if it just kind of opened up something else, or I don't know, kind of see where we're at with things. But first things first, brother, what brought you firstly to the Solana ecosystem? Were you a 2021 22 guy, or what was your story? What got you here, and what got you to this meeting right now?
Yeah. So with the Solana, I'd say I didn't really join Solana until like 22. It was early 22, probably like February, March. But I don't even remember exactly like who had told me about it. But I got into NFTs on Ethereum back in 21, like summer of 21.
Were you into crypto before like NFTs and all that? Like you're already buying Ethereum?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I started. Yeah. So like, I found out about crypto back in like 2019, and there was like pretty much just with Bitcoin and like Ethereum at the time, and then that's kind of like all I really knew about, and then like a little bit of Dogecoin as it got into 2020 and stuff. But
let me ask you real quick before you get anywhere past that, because I'm just kind of curious. What was the scene like back then when there wasn't PFPs? Like, what like was there a scene rather? I mean, what was that like?
I wasn't on crypto Twitter at the time. I don't think like I really didn't start crypto Twitter until again like 2021 or something. Like back in 2019 and stuff. I was buying fucking Bitcoin on Cash App because Cash App let you buy Bitcoin. And
that's
shit.
where I started at.
Yeah,
that's exactly because like I got into the GMC or GME AMC when all of that was hitting like
me too.
like Snapchats and everything, and I was like I was literally at the same point. I was actually dating this girl, and I was starting to learn about stocks and options and investing and stuff like that. And then I saw this come across. I was like, what is all this craziness? Like I was just trying to learn how to invest and like do something with my construction money, because at the time like I didn't have any schooling background. I just was like at the gym and working construction. When I realized what was going on and people were making money, I got into like crypto Twitter. Well, I got into Twitter because of stocks, because you could see like what ticker was there, and then like that was giving me a little bit of info and a little bit of edge on whatever options, because you could watch the dark pool numbers, you could watch what was going on.
Yeah.
And that's when I started hearing about cryptocurrency, like buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum. That was like, again, the only main two that really was talked about. Dogecoin because of the time. But I was buying that and Bitcoin through, yeah, Cash App. Yep. And I was like, this is crazy. You can buy stocks in Cash App. Well, the thing about Bitcoin on Cash App, which was kind of safe, was like it was a wallet. It was you had your keys on that. Like you had real access to it, which was crazy, because I didn't understand how they, like, I didn't understand that at that point when I came in there, like, not your keys, not your crypto. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? Like,
yeah.
But yeah, that was around the same time I got in. But I was curious, like, what the scene was like, if there even was a scene, because when I walked into this space, literally, it was, you know, I was buying centralized exchanges, and I was buying from just Coinbase at that point. And I happened to run into this guy that was like a multi-millionaire, super low key, but he was like a degen, and he made a shit ton of money off of 2021. He was buying Ethereum and Bitcoin back in the days when it was like $20 for Bitcoin or Ethereum. He was buying Bitcoin at like, I think $200 or something like that. Like he was doing well off, and he knew the game. Like he was like my mentor, because I went to his wall. There was a huge like vision board with a bunch of pictures of crypto, money, beaches, cars, and stuff. I was like, the hell is all this? What do you know about crypto? He's like, what do you know about crypto? I was like, well, nothing. Nah, I don't know shit. What do you got? You know what I mean? And then he brought like all this game on. Like, I'm not kidding you, bro. I got so into this, dude. There was a girl I was dating, like this book right here. It has like notes and like a glossary from back in the day. You can see at the top it says like stock lingo, because I didn't know what dry powder, I didn't know what trailing stop was, or trailing loss, limit sale orders. Like I was writing everything like the game, because there wasn't a place to learn it. One, I didn't know exactly what I needed to learn, but I knew that I was trading my time for money, and this was teaching me to use my money to work for itself. You know what I mean? Like, that was a mind-blowing situation for me, and that's what got me wrapped into it. So go ahead about like how you got into, you know, buying on the, like you said, Cash App and stuff like that with the Bitcoin and everything, and where you went from there.
So I mean, I guess from there, then like someone had told me about Doge. I'm pretty sure like either late December, early January of 2020. So like this is right before it popped off and shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was really early time to get into
that. Yeah, bro. Like I bought a lot of it, and then I remember on January 28th, man, that shit shot up. It was like under a penny. I think it ran up to 7 cents or something at the time. And like, I had like 47,000 or something like that. And so I ended up buying more. I think I ended up selling it all off at like 63 cents or some shit. Like I sold it 30 something and then whatever. But basically it was like my first big win or whatever. Like, and it was kind of like, damn, you know, and at the time I was buying, shit on Robinhood, so I was messing around with stocks too, like and so it kind of got me started. And then like I said, so it was like my first big win or whatever, and at that time, you know, they had the AMC, the GME, like me and some mates, we even put up a sign on the bridge, you know, like a big ass cloth. We drove by AMC and hung it up over a bridge.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and then so got lots of profit on that, and then rotate that into Sheeb. And I was fucking pushing Sheeb to so many people at the time, and I know lots of people faded me on it. And man, you know what happened with Sheeb in 21, man? That shit fucking took off. So
dude, when that was all like, all right, so picture wherever you're at in the world. I'm leaving construction. Like at that time in the spring, I had went to my job and said, hey, I'm going to no, this was later that year. So I was working for myself and a company at the time, and then I started running my own landscaping company, and I was thinking like, okay, if Solana's like 40 or 60 bucks or whatever it was at the time, like each yard is like half a Solana or some shit like that. Like that's what was going through in my head. Like that's how I was stacking things up. And I started seeing that between trading options in the morning before my construction job and me working my own job, building furniture and doing the landscaping, I was making like 3 times as much money in one day. So like And
Yeah.
even if I didn't work the next day, I was like, I just made 3 days in one day. Like
Yeah.
I realized, you working for somebody is great, respectable. We need it. It keeps the economy, whatever. Not everybody's built for the kind of stuff that we're
Yeah.
talking about and that life, or just don't know. But like there is a better way to use your time. And once I realized like time management and like investing into yourself and stuff like that, it just changed my whole perspective in the game of things. And like I
Yeah.
relate that so strongly to the dedication and discipline from sports and martial arts, which helped me make decisions getting into that. But I was I didn't get into Dogecoin early, but I got in like around 7 to 14 cents. That was most of my initial buys, and even up to like 21 cents. And then I kind of like wasn't focused on that as much because that's when like Elon was talking about it was pumping. I was learning just kind
Yeah.
of sit on things, keep dry powder. But Shiba, that's when that started popping off. Like you were seeing all these other stupid coins popping off, but the guy I was talking to you about, I have a picture of it. He gave me like a list of, well, we went over all these coins and like he was grading them. And Shiba was one of them that he was really, really hyped on as well. And it was super, super, super early. I remember once I found out, I was using like Pancake Swap and like, what was the other one? Sushi Swap or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Did you ever fuck around with the Shiba verse? Like,
No, I didn't get into that because I didn't
bro,
want.
that's when they had like the bones and the
Yeah. Like you could make
bro,
like the.
I was
Dude,
fucking around heavy with the Shiba verse.
so
You could
I
buy the
got into
digital
that
lands
point,
and
like
stuff.
I wanted to do that, but my buddy was like, if you like, you got to think about this. All they're trying to do is get people to use their token, and like that, their goal is to get people to use the ecosystem and all of that stuff because the metaverse was kicking in. He said, your goal is to get as many tokens and not touch them. He said, the only reason they want you to touch them is so like it makes more people come in. He was like, that's not your goal. Your goal is to get out. So he was like, do not like, don't get too wrapped up in these things. They try to take like your attention, and like you think about it now, you're like, damn, NFTs, meme coin, all of this shit did that. Like all they want is your attention. They don't really care about the economy. Like everybody's trying to go up, go up. It's all is a huge Ponzi at the end of the day with that stuff. But I was like, okay, I'll listen. I'll heed warning. And like, dude, I'm telling you, like, I was watching this shit to the T. Like, I remember when Dogecoin was popping off, and I remember when Shiba was popping off. I happened to just time and sell both of them. I think Shiba was like November 4th or something like that, 2021 or 2022, whichever year it was. But I remember I timed that one to a T, and like that's the one I made the money on. And like I was like, oh shit, like this is like 3 months of work in one trade. Mine was blown. Mine was blown after that. And then that was I was pilled. Like that was crypto pilled 100%. I couldn't look at anything else differently. Like every time like I would work a regular job, I was like, damn, this makes no sense at all. Like what is possible out here in the world? But no, that was my introduction. And then crypto popped off with NFTs, and I got sucked in heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, me too on that one. So like for my start on the Solana stuff, so like I said, I found out about NFTs summer of 21 on Ethereum and stuff. I didn't really do a whole lot with them. Shaolin Samurai or something like that was my first mint. It was probably just some fucking project, you know. It was like a couple $100 a mint or whatever. But it was all like, yeah, it's gonna fucking blah blah blah, and then I forgot about it, and then like I missed the pump, and it's whatever. Like lost money on it, who cares? But
yeah.
Then
was there like a specific moment that hit for you where you were like, you know what, this is like Web3 and crypto is where I want to be. Like this is where I want to like make a career or a lifestyle or livelihood out of. Is there anything specific?
That was with Doge. Yeah. When I seen it with Doge, and I said like, because that was my first big win and shit. I was just like, damn, you know, like you can actually do shit with this. And then like I said, messed around with AMC. I didn't really do as much GME. I had some, but like I said, I did more AMC. And then like I said, then rotated into Sheeb, and then we were chilling. And then like I said, then once I found out about Solana, we're just kind of messing around, and then I was looking for a blue chip, and then at the time This was like May
Damn,
of.
you don't even hear people saying like blue chip tokens or anything anymore. Like blue
Nah,
chip
I know.
NFTs, that shit's
Yeah,
gone.
back then, bro.
That's
Blue
what.
chip.
That's how you can tell you know where you came from, because like that was like the graduating class. It's like blue chip NFT or coins like was the key phrase words like when you go on
Yeah.
YouTube and stuff like that. Like, oh, this is a definite blue chip, bro.
Yeah, so I was trying to find my blue chip, and at the time, D gods were probably like 100 something, Solana, whatever. Foxes
Mhm.
were 20 something, and just someone that told me that Foxes are community 3, and like I was kind of teetering, but I ended up just picking the Foxes,
Mhm.
and then kind of the rest is history on that. I just started fucking around with them, and just life's been good ever since. Obviously, like I've joined other projects and stuff, but
Right.
um,
Well, I
Foxes,
only know you as a fox, and that's why I was
yeah,
kind of wondering. I was like, man, did you like just get in and like you're pretty big in the trans-dimensional game
yeah.
too as well, right? Aren't you a whale over there?
Yeah. Actually, on the leaderboard, I got the number 1 TFF right now. It's ranked number
Let's
5
go.
of 4 foxes. So
Hell yeah.
it's going to be
That's what I
top.
like to hear.
Yeah, yeah. I'll probably
Fucking
get past it soon, but
what's that?
I said I'll probably get past soon just because like I started
Whatever.
off.
You're in history books now. You
Yeah,
already etched your
exactly.
name
I
in
got my
there.
screenshots. I got
Who
my
cares? When I
screenshots.
saw that, I was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Holding it down for the
Yeah,
trans-dimensional foxes. I pulled up to a space and fucking Drax and Quicks were in there talking about burning the collection. I was like, hey, take it easy,
yeah,
dog. That's my PFP, motherfuckers.
yeah. Quicks is always trying to ban them. He's salty about them because they get chest and yeah, blah blah blah. But
So like, dude, this is me and NFTs. I like the art. I like like branding myself with one that like I'm gonna be with, and I've tried to find one, and I've bounced around to a couple. But TFF was like the first real one where I was like, all right, I'm rocking with this one. And like I look back at a video I did on YouTube, they were at like 15 or 16 soul back then.
yeah,
I
I
was
paid
like, God.
23 for mine, bro, for my
Yeah,
car.
so yeah, you were getting them around the same point. But I was looking at them, I was like, damn, these are sick. Like I love the way they look, because like the pixel was something that it
Yeah,
just made me think of like punks and Ghost Kid and like that meta, that
those
era.
kids.
Yeah.
What do you know
Like,
about those kids,
oh, Ghost Kid, that was like one of my favorite projects. Like that was the
bro?
first one. Yeah, that Ghost Kid and Stoned Ape were the first two like Solana projects I bought into.
That's
And
funny. So I used to be working with Ghost Kids. I don't know if you remember President Char, but that used to be my roommate. Whatever. So he was real big for
nah, I don't
for the
remember.
Ghost Kids and shit. Yeah, they ended up making them a 1 of 1 and all that. But yeah, I used to work
I
with.
probably recognize it if I saw it, because I was around there for a while. Like that's where I met Sativa. That's where like I got real close with
Yeah,
Shadow.
that's why I met
Because I
Sativa and
Yeah,
Shadow.
like I ended up getting drained live during one of the moon shows, and I was talking to who I thought was Shadow at the time, and it was an impersonator, and like I was just on the moon show just talking, not paying attention, da 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 da, and then I looked over, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like everything's leaving my wallet. And like I realized like what had happened at that exact moment. So I ran over to the Discord, saw what was going down, saw the website that I had clicked on, and I was like, fucking idiot, like why did I click on this shit? I messaged Shadow, and like I didn't realize this was my lesson, like my real eye opener of like, hey, you are your own boss. You are the custodian here with these wallets. Like I thought when you added a wallet with a plus button, that account was a wallet. I thought it was its own thing. Well, that's an account on that seed phrase. So like it's not its own wallet. And I didn't know that. So I
Yeah.
told him that. I sent him the new thing, and then instantly that gets drained. He had sent me like, I think he sent me like $100 or something like that, and a Ghost Kid, like PFP. And
Uh-huh.
that instantly got drained from the wild. I was like, what the fuck just happened? And I told him, he was like, oh, no, you got to get a whole new seed phrase. I was like, damn, I'm like 2 years in the game right now, and no one's broken that down. I
Yeah.
never read that line. And I realized, I was like, I'm doing Solana Made Simple content right now as it is. Like, I need to step my game up, because I don't know if everybody else knows that. And I'm not saying
Yeah.
that we should have or not, but I'm just saying I don't know if everybody knows this info. And I would start asking people I was hosting spaces with, they were like, I had no fucking clue. I was like, see? It wasn't just me, but it's like that showed me how early we still were, despite any post, any thesis, anything anybody's saying. I mean, Bitcoin was probably like 40K or something like that at the time. You know what I mean? And we're at 120K now, roughly. So it just showed me like we're in a position to grow in this space, to financially find stability and freedom, and with what we're doing, playing this right, like you always need to feed the pig. That's one thing, but you also need to constantly be learning and willing to learn, and also being able to teach that and like
Yeah.
transfer that message over. So I made it a piece of content almost immediately. It was like explain my situation, put it out there, and it was like security made simple. SMS. It worked out perfectly. So I was doing security spaces. I was like, nobody cares about security until it is time to, and it's like I'm seeing people in Telegrams getting scammed left and right. And I don't like using Telegram for that reason. It's like it's notorious for like backdoor scammers and shit like that. And
Yeah.
one of my buddies, Trey, he's the guy I was kind of introducing during the intro. He got scammed and like socially engineered for like 2 months. And he's a coin guy too, like the creator coin thing. So I kind of want to dive into it with that. But what I'm realizing is they seem to be targeting those guys because it's some of those people are willing to do things to try to make money, and like they're naive. They haven't been around as long as us, like to see these kind of scams and tricks. And there's nobody's going to send you their own messenger to have a conversation. You can get onto websites like this where there's needs to be no download. We can have a video call.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So like they're not like, those are like little things that you don't learn until you've gone through it, if you haven't been in tech your whole life or most of your life. Like these are just things that people, and I think that with the creator coin economy or market or whatever, is it's drawing in streamers, influencers, or there you fucking go. That thing's badass though. I like the crown one. But they're drawing people in that aren't as experienced in that space, and I think that they're like kind of just using it like as prey for the most part, because like I see a lot of the people that are streaming, aside from you being pretty new to the space. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of curious to hear like what's going on, like what got you into the Donnie token, and tell us like the whole background on that, a little bit about the base house, and kind of where you're at with that whole experience.
Yeah, so just the Donnie token got started because I got him. Shut up. Oh, right.
I'm gonna refill my coffee while you're talking.
Okay, bet. So I got invited out to the base house, and then the Donnie token got created because it's part of the created capital markets, right? So basically, when you buy in the Donnie token or like ICEEM or Wish or Pete, Nate, whatever token, you're basically like buying a piece of that creator, right? So, for example, like imagine if you could have bought like iShow Speed token super early, or like Mr. Beast when he started out, or XQC, all them, like they had something, back when they first started streaming, it'd be worth exponentially what it started out as. So
Of course.
essentially, like it's basically given like creators an opportunity to it's not a stock, right, obviously, but I feel like that's probably one of the simplest terms for like to understand, is kind of like you just creating your own stock for a sense.
You're investing into the person. It's the same as like the fighters, how you can invest into them, like on UFC. Like they'll have that before their fights come up, like buy a couple shares
like
in this.
Patreons or shit like that.
Right. The problem is the liquidity, I guess, is like people can't control that. If you don't have supply like control, then you run into that issue. But like the way I look at it is like you got to kind of treat yourself as a business, right?
So,
like,
that's something that Beloji was talking about a lot and shit. And and essentially it really is that, right? So
like you got to be customer service, you got to be the front man, you got to be the spokesperson, PR person, like you got to be the whole kit caboodle. Like you're the community manager. Like the way I was trying to explain this to somebody was like, I don't think I'd be comfortable launching a token until I was at like 50,000 to 100,000 like subscribers or viewers or whatever, because I would play the 10% game. Like as a sales guy, if you talk to 100,000 people, your goal is 1 to like 5% of those people turn into customers. So like if I only have 13K, I could only imagine 130 people off statistics are going to pull up and like really come from my my audience, and then I would have to attract all these other ones by myself, and most of these companies and campaigns and stuff, like they have hundreds of thousands of dollars to throw towards ads, towards marketing, and you have to do all this shit yourself and also create a fucking community with it. Like I thought it was a daunting task when you guys were getting into it. I was like, damn, this is wild. Unless they go viral, Jesus Christ, is going to be a task. Because like it's like selling a project with no, like, well, with a bag, like you're holding it like a piece of like the Donnie, like you have shared interest and incentive for you to do well.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't have supply control, then people can dump the token. Like as soon as it comes up, they can just rinse and repeat and like cycle through that. That's the issue with that I see so far. So is like, what have you guys thought about or talked about as far as like how to control the price, or like, do you care about the price? Like that's another question.
I'll be honest, like, so for my token specifically, I haven't talked to anyone about it. Me personally, I don't care about the price. You know, like if people want to dump that shit, dump it. Like even now, it's probably like a 8K or something. Like, the way I see is this: like, you buy.
Wouldn't that be incentive right now for you to like get control of the supply though, even if it like at that point?
I mean, like, yeah, I buy some, but I mean,
Okay.
like, I'm not necessarily like trying to like own, 50% of my own token or whatever. Like,
Right, true.
you know,
Because
like
people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna dump it on us." So
yeah,
at that
yeah.
point,
That's why I'm just like me. I don't care about it. Like, ideally, like I said, just
when Donnie down.
yeah, I'm just gonna keep like being myself, creating content. Being in crypto Twitter and whatnot, and the way I see it is like people, or as I'm streaming and growing my audience, like people will continue to buy the token. Eventually, like it'll end up rising the price, right? So like, the goal is obviously not to be a fucking 8K, like it's real low. But for me, I'm like, I'm not mad that it's at 8K, right? Because I'm not like. I'm kind of trying to like build off what I want to do, right? Like I'm creating content. Like a lot of times I stream RuneScape, right? And I understand that's not the most like, it's sort of niche in a sense, but like it's shit I like to do. And for me,
Well, I'll tell you, I'll give you like a good example. I could care less about it. I like you as a speaking person over watching a game. Like that's my interest. So, like I wouldn't buy it based on that, but there's a huge community of RuneScape like that. That's very clear. I know the name of it, but I'd never played the game.
Yeah. And so that's sort of like, for me, that's where it's like, I feel like it shouldn't really matter as much what I'm doing, as more so like I'm just trying to make sure I'm entertaining as I'm doing it, right? And so
well, you got to look at Shiba and stuff like that. Nobody was doing any streaming or anything with Shiba. It was just a fucking token with absolutely no purpose until like the Shiba verse and people started building on top of that. But like, most of those tokens, there was nothing to them. Like 90% of the tokens that come through today, there's nothing to them except for a couple clicks. Like at least with you, there is that. Not like my only concern was like if I wanted to support you, or like, and this is for me too, is me, creating a brand for SMS. Like I want people to support me. I want them to buy merchandise when I, finally release that. I want them to buy posters or whatever. Like I want to release fan like stuff like for them specifically in collectibles. The issue I see with like what is it called? Creator
capital market.
Creator capital market.
CCM.
Okay, so like the issue I see with that is like, even if I want to support you, Manny Mo and Jack can go sell from underneath us like right away. You know what I mean? Like my support for you, like I have to keep buying to keep that.
Nah, you don't have to, because here's the thing, right?
But in my head, that's what it like does because of the value of it. Like I know the value of my holding in that bag for you is there, but if you don't care about the price, and like there has to be shared interest, because the other guy Trey was saying the same thing. He was like, I don't care. I was like, well, why would I buy your token if you don't care about it? And like I wanted to go up to support you so I like get my investment back, and I also am supporting you by holding the bag. Like that's the shared interest for us.
Also, there's the difference in that though. So like from what you just said, it sounds like your only incentive to buy it is for you to make money on it, right?
Okay.
That's not always what happens, right? So again, like let's say support me, you buy a tenner, right? It's $10. It's $10 fucking dollars, right? It's like even if it were to go to zero, it was only $10, but it's like you buy that $10, then it's like you're just holding that, right? So obviously the goal is for long term for it to go up, right? But it's like if you buy $10, everyone buys $10, and you hold it, right? Even if other people dump at a certain point, it can't go below a certain point, right? So it's like you're helping build the floor by supporting.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right. So again, like that's why I'm like, for me, like when I say I don't care about the price, I mean that in the sense like I want the price to go up. Eventually, I would like to have my market cap be 1 million, 10 million, 100 million, some shit like that would be cool. What I'm
Yeah,
saying right,
$10 at
right.
8K to a million. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's what
So
I'm saying. But like right
yeah,
now, 8K, like for me, I'm not sitting here like, I have to get blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, like it's gonna happen, right? Like for
right,
me,
right.
like how you mentioned you have 13K, right? My audience is smaller than that. So I'm like, I'm working on building it. So for me, the price of the market is not the biggest thing as much as like me just trying to like get my net out there, right? So for
Right,
me,
right, right. I see what you're
like
saying.
how you mentioned, like once you hit that, that 50K or that 100K subs milestone, then you want to drop it because then you got a wide net. So like basically, what I'm trying to say is I started with a small net, so I'm
Hmm.
trying to me, it's more so I'm trying to build up my net and then
Right,
I'll
right.
focus on improving the quality of the fish I catch. But it's like, it's hard to catch, a fucking a 30 or 100-pound bluefin tuna when I got a fucking wash rag size net. So like right now when I'm catching
Yeah,
little minnows and stuff, I'm okay with that because I only have a minnow sized net. But once I
I
get
see what you're saying.
that orca sized net, then like that's when I'm trying to fucking bag up those whales and shit. Because then like I feel like
I
I can
guess
hide
the
that.
hard way to like discern that is like we think people buying into a token think like I'm investing, I'm going to trade this apart from I'm buying into this community to support him and like just buying this off the floor. I think that that's where that gets mixed up. Like if I was to buy a bag and like if you had something where you lock this up, like staking, for instance, whatever, or liquid staking, where it's like, all right, you put your Donnie token in here, and then you get LS Donnie or Liquid Donnie, and then you could use that in DeFi or something like that. I think that would be the next level or the like next step for the creator capital markets, because like essentially you could, like, I guess you would have to maintain market caps and have liquidity and stuff like that, but that would be, in my opinion, that would be one of the best goals, because like that coin starts to sustain itself by doing those things and you create that. But getting to that point, obviously it's going to take
Wait.
work.
Let me ask you something, just to go back on it also, because you brought about merch, right? So just another example. So let's say if you drop some merch, right? If, you're selling tees for $20. When I
Hmm.
buy that T-shirt, am I most likely going to be able to like sell it for more money? No, I buy that T-shirt for $20. It's gone. But I bought that $20 to support you. So that's
Hmm.
kind of like how it is again. Like if you buy the $10.
Yeah, but you don't get the $20 out. Like it's not like my $20 is going to the bag and then you're getting it. Like I thought that as soon as you said it, I was like, okay, well that like before when you're saying that, I was like, okay, well I could see where like you buy the merch. It's kind of like buying, a bag of Donnie token, but you don't get anything to like support. Like, because if I get a shirt, do I get anything out of it? No, but I got that sentimental value. I get support the homie and I wear it around. I can show somebody like, oh, this is my boy's
That's what the
token,
token. You got the token in your wallet. What do you mean? What's the
right?
difference? What's the difference?
There's not much difference.
That's
I
what I'm
haven't
trying
thought
to say.
about it like that. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
trying to explain. Like it's the same thing. Like if you were to buy the merch, like it's gone. All you got is a
Yeah, but
T.
you can wear the shirt though. It's not going. Like
Okay.
I
So
know
I
what you're
guess
saying.
in
Like
that sense, yeah, you could wear it, right. So you want
right.
something applicable. Okay. Um, you're right. I guess on that one, if you want to be able to wear something, but other
That's
than
it. I mean, merch is the only one that you can. I guess you say that because like a card or something like that. Like
yeah,
I
yeah,
see what your point is. Like you get the shirt, but you can't resell it. Like
yeah,
likelihood
yeah,
is you
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
Like I
So you
mean,
just
maybe you could.
combine it
Maybe you
to
could do one-on-one shirts where you sign them Donnie, and once it goes up, like the shirts is worth something.
yeah, yeah.
I understand what you're saying 100%, but I guess the biggest thing is like in the space that creator capital markets was born into, you have such few people that want to hold on to something like a token and kind of say like, oh, this is my share of Donnie. And I understand it because I believe in it and I see like what you're saying, like this is the net that I got, this is what I'm bringing to the table, and like I'm okay with that. But that's where, I mean, you're not the only one that has the same problem as like retaining a community, retaining the floor price. I mean, almost every single person's tanks because everybody's pulling their funds out.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm thinking like there has to be some way to like set up like, all right, you're locking these tokens up in support of, you know what I mean, like with
Yeah,
like
well, we're looking that we're looking for the right people who will buy and hold.
true.
That's just like, um,
I mean, you'll find them if you're advertising and looking for them. But what do
Yeah,
you
that's what
do?
I'm saying. So that's why again, like if people want to buy and trade or dump it, whatever, then it's just cheaper for the people who are actually supporting, right? Because
Yeah, I mean, you definitely create whales that way because like that's
yeah,
like me looking at like Fog right now is it's at like 40 whatever or the market cap, but it's significantly down from everything else. But in my head, it's like I can hold on to this until it goes back up. And if I wanted to buy into Donnie, I think I do have a little bit of Donnie in one of my wallets actually. And I
yeah, or
remember when he went out there, I was like,
even
ooh,
like with the businesses like reoccurring customers and stuff, like how you mentioned out of those 50K you're probably going to get 1 to 3%. Like those are people that are going to show up and keep shopping with you. Like there's always
right.
going to be those people who show up, and then they're like, oh, okay, I don't like it here, and leave. It's like, well, that's fine and dandy, there's the door. We're not looking for those people. Like I said, as time goes on, like let's say I get one person a day, I get one person to buy a tenner and to hodl that shit. As time goes on, more and more people are gonna buy, and like they're not gonna touch that $10 because they're like they're
Yeah.
just cool, they're waiting. Then down the road when it's 10 100x, then if they want to sell that, that's cool. But then there's gonna be fuckers under them that are still gonna be holding it up, and it's like. To me, it's a long-term play, right? My token is not for fuckers who trying to, $10 into $1 million tomorrow. That's not going to happen, right? So it's just
Yeah,
like,
they're gonna sell for a loss. Like that's
yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah,
likely.
yeah, probably. So it's like, let me buy this shit and forget about it, right? Again, like if you spend the $10,
Are you do you have market cap? Are you buying anything like that? No.
I don't have nothing set up yet. Nah.
Do you have like a
Nah.
weekly space for that token and community or anything, or like any kind of chats, or is it just like
There's a
existing?
there's a chat. I mean, there's a community on X.
Right.
I probably should do like a space weekly for, I guess, but I'll be honest, bro. I'm just trying to focus on streaming. Like I've been.
Well, I mean, when I say stream or space, I would consider streams in the same repertoire as them. I think streaming is more powerful than spaces for what you're doing. I
Yeah,
think that spaces give an opportunity for more people, but I tell people all the time, like you can come up here and be a PFP or just show your face. Like I
yeah,
have 8 more seats available up here for guests to come up, and you have the same amount on spaces. Like that. That's
yeah,
just people. For some reason, they have this thing of like I can't get on the live stream. Well, what's the difference of this than a stream now or a space
yeah.
now?
Exactly.
Literally nothing except for I can share my screen or you can share yours and show stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
trying to get people there, and like I would like to see more conversations like that because I just kind of think that opens up more opportunity. Like if you had your X account, right, and you were just checking it out randomly, are you likely to go and sit around in a space to listen, or are you going to click on a video and watch a video first, right? Like, what do you
probably
think?
watch a video.
Right. And the way that the X is kind of, in my opinion, the way I see X going is that they put pink, bright pink, nothing on X is pink or bright like this. They put those first front and center, square, bigger, different sizes than all the other icons at the top. That's like 2 years ago, I realized I was like, yo, they're trying to compete with YouTube and TikTok and all of these other things with video and like short form content. Like I guarantee it. And then they brought video spaces in. And I was like, oh shit, they really are. And like, that's where I went full stream, like full speed streaming. I was like, this is the way that people are going to interact. And I
Yeah,
think that there should be more like, I like spaces, I get them, but could you imagine spaces on a stream? Like, I just think it would be tight.
yeah.
You know,
No, I'm
this,
with you, bro. This is definitely like it's an upgraded version, and as you mentioned, it's really no difference, right? I'd say that people probably just at first they're like iffy about it because they just don't understand, right?
they don't want to tap this button by accident and get.
Yeah, 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 something like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it's like, dude, it's at the end of the day, we're all humans, bro. Like, to me, it's not that fucking serious. Like,
Yeah.
doxing is not that serious.
Yeah, people make it a big deal because like you don't or whatever. And when Frank docs and like all these other people were like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
dox too. I was like, you're so weird, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what you mean? I've came out here like
You're
SMS.
not a bear. What? Oh my god! I thought you were talking bear. This like, come on, bro. We know you're human. It's all good.
That's so funny. When I got into Twitter, like I said, I was only looking at stocks and stuff like that. I didn't even talk to people. I was just looking up companies. I had my first and like I had it like an email address. It was like my first and last name and everything there. And I had no idea what doxing was. And then I get into crypto. I'm talking to all these people. I'm like, why has everybody got like All right, so like in graffiti, you have a tag name, and then like nobody calls you your real name anymore. They only call you like your graph name, especially out in the streets, because like they're not going to state your government while you're running around doing illegal shit. You just don't do that. You know what I mean? So when I got over here and I was like, why is everybody hidden? Why are you guys all anonymous? What the fuck is going on here? Like, to me, it blew my mind. I was like, oh, they're doing some shady shit. Like, that's obvious. Like, that's why nobody wants to be doxxed, because they're doing some shit they're not supposed to. They don't want their government. They don't want to get tied to it. They're hiding something. Like, I was so clear to me. And like, here I am, Sean M. Suvi is my handle. And I'm like, well, I got to change this. I let it go for such a long time. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, my email address, if you type my shit in there, I have a police record. Like, everything comes up. Like, whatever. I've gotten in fights. I didn't care. And then eventually I shortened it to SMS for Solana Made Simple, and everything else that went with it. Stack More Soul, Security Made Simple. It worked perfectly for it. But like, I had no idea. But at the same time, I started making videos day one. Like, pretty much day one, I was on YouTube. I was like, let me make an account. Let me do all of this stuff. So like, hiding or showing my face, that was never a thing. Like, I never had that. Let me be a PFP first. Like, I rocked the PFP, and I think that's why I've always been open to like changing them. Because like, I branded myself here. Like, this, if you don't like this and receive this, you can't hear my voice and put that together. Like, I don't really care. Like, we'll meet down the road, and then you will. And you'll be like, oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. But I was listening to this in spaces earlier. I see a lot of people talking about how to brand and all of this. It's like, well, if the collection goes away, you're fucked. If the wallet changes their color, you're fucked. If they changes their moral compass, you're fucked. If you don't brand yourself and like your name, like, that's why I really liked your token a lot. It was Donnie, like your name. It was I like it. Like, to me, it was one of the most clear cut, like, oh, this is dope. Like, it's an easy name. It's the PFP. It's really good, like, branding. Like, all of it works. Like, simple. And to me, it's just, I don't know why people try to. I understand that there's certain levels of security people need. I'm not saying that that's not a normal thing, but the average person on here acting like it's a big deal and like making it a big deal to come out, I'm like, shut up. Like, maybe actually cover yourself back up, you know? Like,
no one cares that much, bro. We're not gonna support your house or nothing like. We don't care.
That's awesome. So that's pretty dope. I can see why building a community is going to be a fun thing for you when you take the longer route with it. But I would definitely suggest organizing something a little bit more structured, where people like that are holding the token. Because I said this to the dude Trey. I was like, you need to hold a weekly space just for, if it's 5 people, like, have them come up and share how they got involved with the Donnie token. Like, what did they see? What was funny? Like, my story of how I got into it. I saw you go into the house.
This fucker just run. We'll wait and see if he comes back, chat. We'll wait and see if he comes back.
I'm back. Yo, this happened one time where somebody had no idea what to do and they were stuck on my stream. They're like, well, I guess I'm just going to take over from here. I don't know what happened. I think I have enough battery. Yeah, I got enough battery. I think it just disconnected randomly. That's fun.
I see you, bro. You're back.
Word. I didn't know. I've never seen it disconnect all the way like that and then bring me right back. Usually it's like a dead phone or something like that. But no, I could definitely see why people would be attracted to the token. A weekly space or something like that would be dope to see, just because it gets people together and talking about the token or something like that. But I don't know. I was curious on that, and I don't want to make it all about the token, but it's definitely a big part, I would imagine, with where you're going. But where are you at with just the space in general? Are you looking to just kind of pack your bags? Are you buying anything in particular? Do you have any kind of like a strategy right now, or where are you at with everything?
So I mean, I'd say like pretty much my plays, I've just been trying to stack, just get more BTC, stake Solana, really big on DeFi. We got stake Jupe, I got Bonk, I got mess around with Camino, mess around with Lulo, USDC.
So yo, you know what ZBTC is, right?
Nah.
All right. Well, let me play this real quick for you, because usually I do these during little segments and commercials, but our conversation was flowing. ZBTC is Bitcoin on Solana, and BTC Soul was just released, where you could stake your Soul or your liquid staking Soul. Like, if you go stake with Marinade and get M Soul, you can take your M Soul over to BTC Sol, and you can supply that so you can kind of restake on that end, or you can just take straight Solana over to BTC Sol. But let's play this real quick. You'll get a look at what's going on.
Down quickly, looking the lob, Zion's there. Plays it ahead of more. Down quickly, looking the lob,
All right, so that's exactly what you're just saying. Stake and Sol BTC. ZBTC is Bitcoin on Solana that's powered by the Zeus network. I work with those guys, the Zeus working group. They released that with Apollo. So if you took your Bitcoin and on your Bitcoin wallet, you connect it to Apollo, it will mint ZBTC, which is Zeus's Bitcoin on Solana. So you got the same liquidity, you got the same purchasing power, all of that. Now you have the speed and the execution layer and scalability of Solana.
Okay.
See what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
there's some really cool things coming down. There's other D apps coming out. This is the first one that was just released. So like, you can literally be earning Bitcoin every single day as the price of Solana goes up, and you don't lose your placement with Solana because it's just your soul. You know what I mean? Just like staking it anywhere else. So like, if you didn't get your name on the wait list for this thing, you're gonna miss out on the 200% bonus right now for staking, but you can still get involved. And during the month or the rest of this month, Marinade is giving you 2% of your staked amount in MDME coins. So their Marinade coin is going to be gifted just for using the platform since they helped launch it. But I would highly advise it if those are your plays like Stacking Sol and Stacking BTC. Definitely check out BTC Sol. That's a way to go. And then stake your soul with Marinade. Coming up, we have these things called the recipes, and the recipes are going to let you pick certain coins to get as reward. So you can get ZBTC as your staked reward. And basically what it does is it takes the accumulated amount that you get for staking and it buys spot Bitcoin and ZBTC. So you're able to get that. But I got one more commercial since we are getting to the top of the hour. I'm going to take this one. This is Marinade. You're familiar with them, right?
Yeah. Marinade Sloth be working with them and stuff. Yeah.
Yep.
Marinade started in 2021 at a Solana hackathon. A small, bootstrapped team. Pure conviction and community. We introduced MSOL, the first liquid staking token on Solana, opening the door to Solana DeFi. When the market crashed, we stayed. When others pivoted, we doubled down. We grew with the Solana community, the ones who showed up, staked in, and believed. We didn't just build early, we built for the long haul. And we've evolved. From MSOL to native staking, from wait times to instant unstake, from open access to high-quality KYC verified validators. No smart contract risk, no shortcuts. Just secure, audited, non-custodial staking. Institutional-grade experience with retail accessibility. Because we believe fine infrastructure should feel like fine dining. And Solana just tastes better with Marinade. The best staking rewards, slow cooked since 2021. The chef's hat stays on.
Yes, sir. Isn't that shit fresh, bro?
Banger.
Yeah, man, I got pretty fortunate with getting hooked up with Marinade and Zeus almost at the same exact time, as well as DD Gaming. All of these guys are a bunch of G's, but they've been around Solana since day one. They've been around, figuring out, trying to find ways to, make the best bang for your buck. Marinade is definitely something. If you're in the DeFi and the staking and all of that, check it out. Instant unstaking is key. Like I've had Jupe, I got Bonk, I got all these other ones that takes 30 days, 7 days, 100 fucking weeks. I'm like, God damn, bro. Like, Give me my money, dog. This is ridiculous.
Just give me my money.
Yeah. But no, man. Is there anything else you want to kind of share with us while we have you here? I'm not going to keep you any longer than the hour here, and I'll bring you back probably in a month or two. I usually bring most of the guests back along, see what's going on with everybody, see how things are going. But if there's anything you wanted to share, feel free to take the air and the mic. It's all yours.
Yeah, bet. So I guess I'll just I'll do my little outro then. So first off, shout out SMS. Appreciate you having me here, King. Definitely you got good vibes, bro. I've always enjoyed seeing you in the spaces, and appreciate you rocking a PFP for the famous Foxes. Obviously I do prefer the TFFs. Yeah, banger. So shout
Dude, when
out
I got the Bitcoin shirt, I was like, oh hell yeah, let me spot this one out real quick.
Yeah. My first Fox was a BTC Fox, so yeah,
Hey, let's go.
it's a banger trait. And so yeah, shout out to the Foxes, shout out to SMS. Gonna be streaming each day. Like I said, I'm streaming on Pump Fun, I'm streaming on Avi, really trying to grow my Avi. I need to start putting clips and shit on YouTube and TikTok, just trying to grow those different avenues. I am definitely considering trying to find an editor, something that probably
I got a guy for you.
Okay, back because I need to find someone just like who could go through the streams and shit, just find a clip or two here, because I mean it really only takes one clip to hit like 100k plus views or some shit on TikTok or YouTube on a reel or a short, and then it'll start bringing in people into the community of whatnot. So basically kind of, and just like I'm trying to like work on a routine and shit. Like I need to definitely set up some routine shit, and so I can be working on set times when I'm streaming and all that, just getting organized a bit more. But like I said, we're active each day. We're always on the timeline. DM's always open. You can ping me. Like I said, the ticker's in my bio. Buy and hodl. We're doing this for the long run. We're going to be a big streamer. So you're here now. You're here early. And as always, I'll leave it with go where you're celebrated, know where you're tolerated, and then brush your teeth, wash your ass. Don't forget to smile. Life's too short.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. So real quick, just to recap that, guys, we got Donnie in here. He's got his token. He's the streamer. If you guys want to support him, go grab a 10 bag. You can buy it on pretty much any exchange on Solana at this point. The what's it called? The ticker and the contract address is in your bio, you said?
Yep.
All right. So as far as what I got for you, you need an editor to, clip your streams and stuff like that. Do you have set times for your streams, like duration?
Usually I like to try and go at least an hour or two. I
would say
longer would be cool. Like for like that's the goal and stuff. Just kind of depends on day to day, but minimum I don't like to stream less than an hour.
Gotcha. I would definitely say keep it structured to like a set time, so the person that you have knows like how to. They'll be able to set up a better system to kind of go through your content. Another thing is, if you have like points that you want to put out there, try to time them, because like I can see here I'm at an hour and 35 seconds or whatever it is. If I wanted to be like, all right, I want to drop this, I do it at 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, and then I can tell my editor like, yo, it's in between 15 and 25 minutes. I don't know exactly where, but we can 4x the playback. Like this is just stuff I got from when I used to be an editor for skateboarding and making clips and stuff like that back in the day. It's like, how do you find the clips? Well, we'd put our hand up. So like when you're looking at all the feedback, you'd see like big fisheye and this kind of thing. Stop the camera. That's a landed trick. Let's cut that. But I would say try to deliver certain things. Like I know you had a little bit of a comedic routine or something like that, or comedy like side to you. If you're putting stuff like that out there, or if you remember something and you guys are all laughing, keep index cards and write down, all right, that's at 43 minutes 20 seconds, and then you go back through and you be like, all right, 43 minutes this, so that guy, their time is more efficient spent. I have a guy that he's been asking me like to do 2 daily shorts and stuff like that a day. That's like my goal. That's what I would do. Then the money he asked for, I was like, I don't have the funds for it right now, but it is somebody to work with. And honestly, I think anybody that's looking to be an editor to do clipping, they should work with someone like you or me that's on the come up.
That's what I'm trying to find. Someone.
Why do you want $15,000 this year? Like, bro, let's work our way up here. And I don't know, my luck, like it's not that hard to do it yourself, but it does take time getting a routine down. Like that's where I'm at right now. Is I stopped doing replies to just do content to see how like my engagement, and it's not drastically different. Where like the effort of replying is so much more effort spent than the content. The content does 2/3 of the same work that constant replying does, and that should tell you right there the video content is doing better. If you did more videos like you did replies, what do you think would happen?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like if you can find somebody to help you with your editing, structure your streams, just have like either a card for certain things that you think are going to be good clips, even if they're not, you know, like, oh, this is dog shit, move over. The other thing is like you'll see next week if you started with a stream or a routine for your streams, your day, your gym. Like, what are your 3 non-negotiables? Stream, go to the gym, brush your teeth, wash your ass, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you pick your non-negotiables, put them on your card. Like, all right, I got this and this and this to do, and then the other stuff you want to do. And then if you don't get it done, start with that the next day. And then you have your non-negotiables and the stuff you want to do, and you'll start this. You'll find that routine comes a lot easier, and then your job's doing itself for you. Like, if you set yourself up to be successful for every step of what you're trying to do and like hone in on those things, like, all right, stream an hour, want to talk to this, want to bring this person on, you'll start to have all these new ideas that come up. You know what I mean? Almost like instantly. And then the other thing I would add, I know that you probably don't like this as much, as I think that since you came from spaces, you should well, not from spaces, but since you've done spaces and you've been known on spaces, I would stick to keeping a weekly space that tries to draw people to your stream. You know what I mean? Not just to do a presence on the timeline. That's going to be there. You can pop into spaces, but I would specifically try to like have at least 1 or 2. Because when I stopped completely doing all of my spaces, I saw that my content dropped off too, because well, people just aren't engaging as much. Yeah. They're not seeing you. And like anybody that comes in there and be like, yo, do you got a bag of Donnie? You know what I mean? I'll double it right now if you show it to me. You know what I mean? I know it sounds silly, but if somebody comes in and is like, yeah, actually I do have a bag, and be like, I'll double it right now. What is it? And if it's like $10 and it's down, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's going to cost you what, $5 to double their bag? Yeah. Now you got a lifelong holder that's like, yo, shit, you doubled my bag when I walked in there. So it's like, if you have that space, you can connect with them because they're clearly not coming to the stream. Yeah. You know what I mean? In the chat, we cannot connect with people the same way unless like you're like, this helps me connect with people the same way. Because if I see somebody comment in the stream and I look on here, like I follow them on here, it's like I got a computer, laptop here. It helps with that. But the spaces give you that direct connection with them. So I would just say, you know, for your sake, keeping that connection, I think that would be beneficial. But you know, get that routine down, bro. You'll probably see some good numbers probably come out of that shit for real.
I appreciate you, fam. Much love.
No doubt, man. Let's do this again in a couple weeks. See where we're at. See where things are going. If you ever need anything from me, bro, I'm right here. But yeah, I'll send you some contacts for the editing guy. He did a video for me that looks great. I already had posted the video, and I don't want to use this shit where I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to pay for your content and stuff like that, but I'll use it. You know, I didn't want it to be that guy. But I did tell him if I ran into anybody that needed any kind of work or something, I would forward it and see where you're at. He's a smaller account, so I think he'd probably be someone that could work with what you got. And I would also hit him with the, hey man, like, this is what my plan is, let's work together type deal, because who knows, maybe he'll pick up with what you're putting down, bro. But I appreciate your time. Like I said, I'm not going to keep you much longer. We'll do this again soon. You take care of yourselves, Donnie, and I hope you send that thing to the moon, brother.
Hey, much love, King.
All right, take care.